Soulful shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, just some soulful shit for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made this be myself, so hear me. Woo! I mean, like, we can pull that clown shit away. There's some real shit for you. I'm spazzing right now, so listen, let's go. Yeah. It's in their bones, the thugs in harmony for the love of the money. Then fall victim for the cookie, then turn pussy, it's lonely. You said you hold it down when life get rough, we're here now, so show me. We move them losses to them wins. Heavy pounds, we make it ends meet. Converse with only a few who make me feel like I be 10 feet.
Yo, people, man, what's going on, man? What's going on? We're back in the building. Euro Club fourfold episode 9. I couldn't be bothered to pre-record, so I said, you know what? Let's just drop a video. Just get it out of the way. That way it doesn't, clog up my computer or my laptop. But I hope everyone's blessed, man. Hope everyone's had a fantastic weekend. As I said in my match reaction for the Liverpool game, guys, put your hands up if your team collected 3 points this weekend, whether that be in the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, Liga, heck, if it's in the Brazilian league, just let me know. Yeah, I'm saying, let me know if your team collected 3 points, and big up to your team if they did. So yeah, look, I'm not going to make this too long. Of course, we're on episode 9 at this current moment in time. It's been a good few episodes, man. It's been a good few episodes, good series. We're seeing the teams now, some teams are into like their 4th, 5th game into the season. Obviously, Champions League, Europa League has now kind of been played for these teams. So yeah, man, we're just gonna dive into the last set of league matches that all of these teams played. Of course, there's Lyon, Juventus, Bayern Munich, and Barcelona. After the stream, guys, you will be redirected to Savage's stream. Kickoff is at 12 o'clock midday. So what's that? Just under an hour and a half. So make sure you guys head on over there after the stream, smash that like button, and tune in. So let's talk first about Bayern Munich. Listen, man, Bayern Munich are recently, I think it's now, what's it? They got 9-2 the other day. They got 6. So what's that? That puts them on 15. And then now they got 5. That's 20 goals that Bayern Munich have scored in the last 3 games. I'm going to say that again, just in case you missed it. Bayern Munich have scored 20 goals in the last 3 games. It's ridiculous. Obviously, the 9-2, do you know what I mean? That pushes it up. But realize the 9-2 come in a Champions League game. It weren't no Pokal game, like when these teams play like some 3rd division team or something like that. And you're like, oh, yeah, of course. Like, you don't really care, to be honest with you. And I don't rate the 9-2s when it comes in those kind of fixtures. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But we're talking about a 9-2 regardless of the opposition. This is Champions League football. They got that. Then they follow this up with a 5-0 victory. Like, yo, these guys have been on absolute smoke. It is absolutely ridiculous, man. You can see the lineup here. Of course, look, Harry Kane. And you know what? I was going to speak on this, but they got Harry Kane, Kingsley Coman, Musiala, Elise, in there. Bro, they had Gnabry on the bench, Sane on the bench, Matisse Tell didn't even come on, I don't think, in this game. I asked this question, yeah, and I don't want to keep reverting back to Liverpool, of course not, but I asked this question the other day about, Liverpool's, front line and stuff like that, right? Big up Hollywood Rock in the building. Hope you're doing blessed, my bro. Bayern will win the league. Kane finally will get a trophy. Hey, it's looking like that. I asked this question, right, about Liverpool's front line. And this was towards the beginning of the season, right? And obviously I asked, like, do Liverpool have like the best attack, in Europe, really and truly, like if everyone thinks that. And then quite a lot of people said, yeah, do you know what I mean? They've got Mohamed Salah, Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota, Cody Gakpo, and now Federico Chiesa. And I was just asking, obviously that was at that time, right? And things haven't actually really changed in terms of personnel for any team since that moment in time. But I feel like people just dismissed a forward line that consisted of Harry Kane, Coman, Musiala, Elise, Sane, Gnabry, Matisse. Like, I felt like people I didn't hear no one even mention Bayern Munich. Now, I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody, because I think both sets are like of the 6 or 7 players that they've each got, they're very, very good. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like they're not rubbish or nothing. But I feel like we just dismissed that. And I've been thinking about it for time. And obviously, you try to look at it from a position of like, okay, cool. Would you take such and such and such and such and such and such, right? So obviously, there's 3 players, let's say, for example, just off the bat that I would say, yeah, of course, I would swap our 3 players for their 3 players. And I don't think they would do the same. Do you know what I mean? And that's obviously Elise, Musiala, and Harry Kane, just straight off the back. And if I just had to pick players, those would be the 3. Of course I would. You man wouldn't take Harry Kane up front, Musiala in the 10, and Elise. Heck, even I will say, yo, Salah, you might have to just. We're having this debate on Enzo's show last night. You know, the call-in show, man. Make sure you guys check it out. And I was saying, like, you don't drop Salah. Hey, see for Elise though, I might start thinking about dropping Salah. You know, every now and again. You have. I said 4 games, right? Yesterday. Yeah, I'll give it 2 games. 2 games. Yep. You gotta go. You know what I mean? You've just got to go. Big up Eds in the building in the cut, man. Hope you're doing blessed, my bro. But yeah, like it's a madness. Like honestly, what they're doing and what Vincent Company's doing at this current moment in time. Yo, I have to pick him up. I know, yes, we can do he's at a better team. Bayern Munich, obviously they're one of, if not the most dominant team, you know, in that league. Of course they are. So there's gonna be context, of course, added to this. But we watched them last season. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We watched how they played last season. And I think that was more of an indicator for me. And that was one of the biggest things that I was starting to think about Bayern Munich was it's not so much that you're not necessarily winning games or whatever, but from how I saw the Bayern Munich fans in terms of the way that they spoke about Thomas Tuchel, they weren't happy with the football. They really was not happy. And if I'm being honest, it's not like the team's changed. We're not looking at this team and saying, oh my days, outside of what? Elise, they had Conrad Lima playing. Same team. It's literally, I'm looking at it now, looking at the lineup. This is the same team. Bar Elise. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So swap Elise for, I don't know, Sane, for example, because he probably would have been playing more so last season. It's the same team. So clearly there's something in, you know, what they're trying to do. And honestly, man, they're doing really good, man. They're doing really, really good. There's obviously 2 players, as I said before, the 2 players, you know, in the 3 that I said I would sign. And that's obviously Mikel Elise and Jamal Musiala. Like those 2 players, honestly, man, like I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I'm envious. Do you get me? And to be honest, there's not that many players around that I really care about like that, outside of what these 2 plus maybe Lamine Yamal. What a crazy front 3 that would be. But outside of those 3, there's not really that many players out there who, when I watch the game of football, I'm like, nah, man, these guys are ballers, bro. Like this isn't like, oh yeah, but maybe they might be able to do a thing. Listen, we don't know of any player, right? I've seen Hazard go to Real Madrid and fuck it up for himself. But if we're just talking like the likelihood, let's just say, I would say there's an 80% chance that if any of these 2 players came to Liverpool, for example, bro, I feel like we go up another level. I'll be so honest with you. And you can see this season, you know, the kind of form that these guys have been in. You know, Mikel Elise, he's on the top left there of the picture. 6 games this season, 5 goals, 3 assists. You've got Jamal Musiala, 6 games, 3 goals, 3 assists. These guys are putting in absolute work at this early part of the season. And I'll be real. I'll be so real. It could be a dangerous season. It could be a dangerous season in terms of these guys. They're definitely, in my opinion, obviously they're close to the 10 GAs anyway, but forget that. They're going to pass that, like probably in the next game that they play. I can see Mikel Elise. I think he's on 5 goals already. He got 2 the other day. He probably got 2 the other day in the 5-0 victory and 2 assists. Crazy. I think he will touch 15 goals plus and 10 assists plus. Musiala, I think he'll get 10 plus. Don't know the exact numbers, but I just think they're both getting double digits in both, in both sections, man. It's frightening. It's honestly frightening, man. Big up Vego is saying I'm a Barca fan, so I ain't jealous. This season, you can say that. We'll get onto Barcelona soon anyway. Don't worry. We'll talk about Barca soon. That's another team obviously close to my heart right there. But yeah, we'll talk about them. We'll talk about them. But yeah, these 2, like I said, man, they've been absolutely on fire. Vincent Company obviously talking after the game. He said, look, we couldn't have wished for a better outcome from today's match. The boys did a great job. From Monday, we keep moving forward with our preparations for Leverkusen. And that's obviously going to be a massive test, for Bayern Munich and this kind of new look Bayern Munich as well. It's all well and good beating these other teams, but can you be obviously the team of last season? One of the best teams in Europe last season, a team that went undefeated in the Bundesliga, and that is Bayern Leverkusen. I feel if they can, go away and do that, I think it will almost, it's crazy because we just watched Arsenal versus Manchester City, right? And that game obviously ended 2-2. Arsenal fans are saying, it was a big point and stuff like that. And fair enough to them. You know what I mean? Obviously, they don't know about winning and that. So for them, it's like, oh, yeah, great. But in the grand scheme of things, I said it yesterday. I said, I don't feel like game week 5 is realistically going to tell too much of a difference in the Premier League, because the Premier League isn't really like that. That after, it doesn't matter who you face or what the kind of result is after game week 5 in the Premier League. I don't feel like it's like that. I know the significance, people saying psychologically, in terms of, Arsenal going away, they sat deep for flipping 45 minutes, didn't they, bro? They didn't even cross the halfway line, kind of thing. Yeah, I get all of that. But game week 5, I don't know about that. Not in the Premier League. In the Bundesliga, though, I feel like it's totally different. I do feel like it's different. I feel like it's almost what you would see from Real Madrid, Barcelona. Like if this was game week 5 and they had their El Clasico, yeah, then I would say, yeah, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Because that plays such a significant part for the season, because you only really have the two teams kind of challenging for a title, and they're usually the two teams who have pulled away from everybody else. Whereas in the Premier League, it's not really like that. Like I feel like you could draw that game and still come back and win the Premier League. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And maybe that's just because of how good the Premier League is, or how competitive, or however you want to kind of see it. I just don't think it's, that significant. In regards, obviously, to Thomas Muller, he got Player of the Month for August. Again, another good display. Listen, man, he's kind of rewinding time, man. You know what I mean? Like in the last month, I think he's been good for them. I think he really has, especially when you've got like the young players like Musiala, like Elise, like the Matisse Tells and stuff like that, new players like a Harry Kane. I feel like he's been able to gel all of that together, and he's also been scoring and assisting, in that period of time, man. So like I say, man, big up to Thomas Muller, because the reality is you probably give that award to someone else, right? But I feel like he's been kind of the glue, so to speak. And of course, that leaves Bayern Munich top of the table, 3 points ahead of Bayern Leverkusen. So again, this is what I'm saying. Bayern Leverkusen lose that game now, all of a sudden, we're looking at, do you know what I mean? That's 6 points now. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Now, once you're 6 points, it's going to be difficult. I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just going to be difficult to be able to claw that back. But, we'll wait and we shall see, man. But big up to Bayern Munich, man, and big up to Bayern Munich fans out there. Vego saying, by the way, Bayern is cocking Barca versus Bayern going to be a fight. Yeah, listen, man. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be interesting still. Big up Philip in the building. Hope you're doing well, bro. Liverpool versus Bayern, Leverkusen, I guess. Yep, that's going to be fun. Yep, it is. I think we got that game. I'm sure that's at Anfield. I'll double check. I'm sure that game is at Anfield. I just can't remember. But yeah, if anyone does know, yeah, of course, let me know. Let me know in the chat. And I think in the Bayern Barca game is going to be a game where one team is going to lose by 2 or 3 goals because of the playing style of the teams. Potentially. I'm not so confident that potentially will happen, but listen, man, it might be. It might be. Muller still only just 35, can have 2-3 more years at the top. Yeah, in that kind of league as well. I realistically can't see why. To be honest with you, I can't see why he wouldn't be able to, potentially perform, at that kind of level. But let's wait and see, man. Let's wait and see. No, I meant if we drew Bayern, in the Champions League later on, it'll be a good. Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you meant the Bayern Leverkusen game. Yeah, that'll be a good game. It would be. Hey, listen, if we're letting 19 shots rain down against Bournemouth and that, what the hell do you think is gonna happen against fucking, against flipping Bayern Leverkusen, man? That's gonna be, it's gonna be a bit mad. It's gonna be a bit mad, man. But let's move on to Lyon. Big up Michael Talks. He was chatting to me this morning, actually telling me, "Yo, you need to watch this game, man." And I was literally watching it just before I went live, right? And I said, "Yeah, this game was actually an insane game. Unfortunately, obviously for Lyon, again, a 3-2 defeat. I said this before, man. I said this before. And obviously, listen, look, Marseille are a good team, you know. Like, Marseille ain't no mugs. Obviously, they got a man, excuse me, they got a man sent off in that game anyway. But listen, man, okay, how can I put this for people to be able to understand where I'm getting at? Lyon played, I felt anyway, from the highlights that I saw anyway, I didn't feel like Lyon played badly in the game. I didn't feel like Lyon was shit or anything like that. But this Marseille team, they're a good team, bro. They are a good, under Roberto De Zerbi, they have been playing well this season. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I just felt like even with the 10 men, even Marseille obviously having the 10 men, I still felt like, yo, like they just seem to, they got more about them. They just seem to have more about them. I know, listen, I know the taboo player in Mason Greenwood. Obviously, I don't want to, yeah, I mean, talk too much on him. But bro, Greenwood is moving like he's moving warm over there. He's moving seriously warm over there, kind of thing. And I just think that Lyon this season, for me, I think like this was more of a, would I say, somewhat spirited performance. But this season, like I said, and I've said it on probably every single episode, they're just not impressing me though. They're just not impressing me. Like in terms of, it's all well and good putting in these spirited displays and stuff like that. That's great. That's all fantastic. But yo, we need to start turning some of these into wins, my guy. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I know they got that 4-3 against Strasbourg the other day, but we need to start turning these into some wins, man. Do you get what I'm trying to, like, it can't always be like this, bro. It can't always be like this. I mean, Lyon missed a penalty, I think, in this, I think, yeah, it was Lyon. They missed a penalty in this game. Like, yeah, it just needs to get a little bit better, you know, in my personal opinion, man. Like, I'm just not really happy with the way that they have been playing. I mean, look, these times you still got Lacazette, you know, playing, you know, I mean, playing up top. And his penalty, by the way, was absolutely crap. It was absolutely crap. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, this is your guy, this is your captain, this is your leader in the team, and that's the type of penalty that you took. Get the hell out of here, my guy. But yeah, as you can see, Lyon not doing well. As I said, they're sitting 14th in the league, -5 goal difference. Yo, it's just not looking pretty for them at this current moment in time. I know, as we saw last season with Lyon, you know, they had a crazy kind of form, you know, when it came to from January onwards. But yeah, at this moment in time, bro, like it's even the way that they're even playing. I think that bugs me more when it comes to Lyon, more than anything else. It's the way that you're playing. And I'm like, bro, even the way that you're playing isn't even conducive to allow for you to get the results that you guys are looking for. So yeah, I think Lyon definitely need to pattern up. But listen, man, we shall wait and we shall see. On to Barcelona. On to Barcelona. My guys, hey, listen. 5-1 victory against Villarreal. 5-1 victory against Villarreal away. Hansi Flick, like I said, I hold my hands up. Because right now, yeah, you're moving crazy. Rafinha, Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, these guys are absolutely moving crazy. So you guys talking about, you know, that Bayern versus, if I think it's, yeah, I'm assuming Bayern versus Barcelona in the Champions League. Oh my days, that's gonna be a madness. That's definitely going to be a madness. Big up Hash in the building. I want to draw against Atalanta or Inter. I'd rather not. You know, you see this point, by the way, yeah? I don't want people to disrespect the Champions League against certain teams. Don't disrespect certain teams, people. Please don't. I promise you, it might not end well. We saw what happened last season, right? Just put my phone on charge. We saw what happened last season when we were in the Europa League, playing against teams that none of us could probably even pronounce. Let's not go too far. Let's just wait. Let's just wait, guys. Knockout football is totally different. I know Liverpool at home in the Champions League. I'm not saying that they're not going to do good. We usually do good. Do you know what I mean? When it comes at home ties, you know, at Anfield, you know, unless it's Atalanta or Real Madrid, right? But in general, we usually do well. So there is that side of things. But I just don't want us to disrespect teams in the Champions League. Even in the Europa League, I said it to everybody last season when everyone was getting gassed and stuff like that. I said, bro, be easy with some of these teams. Be easy. Like, I didn't know Atalanta was going to do that, but I just felt just be easy with teams in a general sense. It's not as easy as you just think like, oh, okay, because Liverpool are Liverpool, we're just going to steamroll through. It doesn't work like that in knockout football. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. Unless you're Real Madrid, it doesn't work like that. And even they struggle at times. I've seen them lose. I've seen them almost get knocked out of the group stages of the Champions League. That's how peak it's been for them before. So we need to just be easy. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, well, yeah, man, it's just, for me, it's just not that. It's just not that, man. So saying, obviously, I hear what you're saying, Hash. And obviously, if you had to look at the list of teams, but I'll be real, the list of teams that I would want to face in the next round are like Dynamo, Zagreb, like those type of teams. You just saw Bayern slap them 9-2. Yeah, give me that type of team in the next round. Give me a comfortable team in the next round so that we can just easily progress. This whole mantra that people have, like, you got to beat the best to, you know, to get to the final. I don't want to beat the best. How about that? I want Porto. I want Spartak Moscow's. I want the Shakhtar Donetsk's. Like, no disrespect to those teams, but I've got way more confidence in beating those teams and making it through. Who the hell wants to face Bayern Munich and then your next tie is Barcelona and then the tie after that is Real Madrid? Bro, you don't want that. I'm trying to win the Champions League. I'm not trying to make it difficult for myself. And I don't care what rivals say if they want to turn around and say, oh, yeah, you had an easy run at it. I don't care if I had an easy run at it. I actually don't care. I just want to win it. I fully want to. I want the easiest run. Give me Celtic. Give me those type of teams there. About you want the hardest run. What? So you can big up your chest and tell people, yeah, but we got slapped 5-2. Yeah, but you know what? At least we got slapped 5-2. Do you know how stupid people sound sometimes? I'm more pointing towards Arsenal fans, to be honest with you, because that's something I feel like they would say, you know, in these kind of situations. But anyways, back to Barcelona. Lamine Yamal and Rafinha this season have been amazing. And I'm going to talk about Rafinha in a sec, because I've spoken about Lamine Yamal 100 times. We know what Lamine Yamal is about. One of my favorite, again, alongside the Musialas, Elise, one of my favorite players in world football right now. You can see on the top right of the statistics there, that's Rafinha's statistics. 7 games a season, 5 goals, 3 assists. Lamine Yamal, 7 games a season, 4 goals, 5 assists. Bro, these two have been, again, like Musiala, like Elise, these guys have been moving warm. And you can see here, this is something that I spoke about and I was chopping it up with Steve, you know, the other day. Big up Ali in the building, my bro. Hope you're blessed. Something I was chopping it up with Steve the other day, yeah? And we was talking about Rafinha. And I was like, this is obviously Rafinha's heat map. You can see top right is his heat map for the season. On the top, in the bottom left of the screen, right, you can see that's his heat map for the game in itself. Look at the position that he's now kind of taking up. Like I said, obviously, since Yamal came in, obviously, he had to get shifted into another position anyway. You know what I mean? He couldn't stay in that position because that's Yamal's position now, right? This new position that he's taking up behind the striker, floating left, right, through the middle, it doesn't really matter. He seems to occupy in obviously mostly through the middle, but he's occupying in different areas of the forward line. I feel like Hansi Flick is giving him the freedom and the license to be able to do so. We're seeing a different player. I'm not seeing the touchline winger who can only stay out there and was only really there to put balls into the box or potentially run in behind every now and again, or can you do a dribble and stuff like that. And listen, Javi's my guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Javi is my guy. But the way that he had Rafinha playing, yo, it wasn't like this. Like, he actually, you know, we speak about, again, take it back to Liverpool, we speak about Luis Diaz, right? And we say, obviously, and Luis Diaz has been phenomenal this season. But I felt anyway, and quite a few other people have said, we feel like he's been the same. It's just now because he's scoring and stuff like that. I feel like Rafinha's actually looked a better player. And again, obviously different because he's actually playing in a different position now. So different position, different role. And you're seeing it now with Rafinha, the type of player that he can, you know, actually be, you know, for the team. And you can see here, this is what his heat map was. So you guys see this, right? This is what he was doing under Javi last season. That right wing, just chilling out there on the right wing. Like I said, can you get down the line? Can you, obviously he's left footed, so he's going to keep cutting it back. Can you do all of that? Not really much room. But this season, they've told him, bro, you're going to have the license. I'm going to have Lewandowski potentially dropping in at times, and he's going to be on the end of things. I've got Lamine Yamal doing his thing on the right-hand side. I just need you to float and almost connect between the midfield and the attack. And I feel like he's doing that really, really well. I can't even lie. I feel like anyway, he's done a really, really good job. So big up to Rafinha, man. Big up to Rafinha. And as I said, you can see by Barcelona sitting top of the league, just how I like it. 4 points ahead of the scum in Real Madrid. Real Madrid, listen, they're Real Madrid at the end of the day, man. Do I expect the points gap to be a bit closer? Yes. I do think it's going to get closer as the season continues. But right now, a 4-point lead over anybody, especially your title rivals, that's good to have right now, man. That's good to have. Let's move on to Juve. Alice here, we're going to get one of the big boys. Just our luck, as always. I can smell it. Yeah. Let's see how we do anyway throughout the remainder of the Champions League anyway. In terms of the group games, I say group game, but you know what I mean, this league games that we've got. Let's just see how we do first, and then we can kind of take stock from there. In it, I think if we can say if we go 8 out of 8, that'd be fantastic, and then people will really start fearing Liverpool. On to Juventus, another flipping draw, bro. These guys, they're actually annoying me. Like Thiago Motta, you're my guy as well. I like you. I'm saying like big up Michael because he told me about Thiago Motta in terms of what he was doing for Bologna and all of that kind of stuff. And I was like, bro, let's see, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what he's about, etc. But bro, you're just, this season, I feel like you've played well. You have played well in parts, in moments, but it's just not clicking. And I'll be real, one of the reasons why I feel like it's not clicking is this guy right here, Vlahovic. I spoke about him last week. This guy, in the last game where they obviously drew against Napoli, and by the way, Napoli, we'll check the league table. It's interesting to see where Napoli are. This guy, for me, is going to be more of a problem potentially than someone who is a solution. And I said it last week. I feel like I don't think he's a dead player or anything like that. You've not shown me that you're a top striker. And I thought he was on that trajectory, especially in and around the time he was at Fiorentina. And then there was talk just before he went to Juve that he may go to Arsenal and stuff. During that period of time, and maybe a season into playing for Juventus, I would have said, yeah, you know what? He's moving in that kind of trajectory. For me, in this beginning of this season and last season, I've not been that impressed. I'll be honest, I've not been that impressed, with Vlahovic. I haven't felt like, yeah, he's the guy. This is the guy that's going to be able to take Juve forward and stuff like that. He came off after 45 minutes in the game, by the way, people. He had 4 passes, 2 of them are accurate. He had 6 touches in the game. He didn't win any aerial duels in the game. He lost possession 3 times. So hear what I'm saying to you. You had 6 touches in the game. 3 of those, you lost possession. Just deep that for a second. Out of the 6 touches you had, 3 of those you lost possession with it. Come on, bro. I'm not trying to see that. And you can see his heat map. His heat map is basically non-existent. I feel like they just put colors there for the sake of it. And I feel like you can see 2 of those were behind the center circle. That's probably kickoff or whatever. I can't remember who took kickoff, but that's probably that. Maybe when he's running back. Out there on the left, when you're just doing passes, out there on the left, just chilling, and then through, and then obviously in the box there. Bro, this guy is absolutely non-existent. So far this season, 6 games, 2 goals, and he's got himself 1 assist. So 3 GA, if you want to add the GA into it. But I'll be honest, bro, like watching him, I'll keep it a buck. I don't think Vlahovic is that good, to be honest with you. And I felt that for a minute, hence why when people ask about him and say, do you think like top clubs will be after him? Or I've seen some people say, prior to the beginning of this season, why are top clubs not after like someone like Vlahovic and stuff like that? I said, because he's not that type of, like, everyone's looking for like an exciting striker who they believe can get them the 25 goals to be able to, fire them to titles and Champions Leagues and stuff. I don't think he's that guy. I honestly don't think he's that guy, man. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Hollywood's saying Nunes is better than Vlahovic. You're gonna have me doing fucking Nunes prop. I would say right now, yes. Right now, I would probably rather have Nunes than Vlahovic. That's how bad I feel. And you could say that's how good, the glass half empty, half full type of thing. But that's how I look at it right now. I wouldn't want Vlahovic in my team at all. Maybe as like, if I had no other, like if I was about to say if I was Aston Villa, but I don't even see like Aston Villa would swap Duran, for example, for Vlahovic. I don't see that at all. Unless they had to let go of Duran because they got an 80 million bid, for example, then maybe you could bring him in as a second striker. But he ain't better than Ollie Watkins. No way. He's definitely not even better than Ollie Watkins. And like I said, he's on like that. Like Duran, obviously, I don't want to do recency bias, but I feel like Duran looks like he's on more of an upward trajectory, if anything, at this moment in time. Obviously, we don't know. And listen, I'm not like Vlahovic isn't 30 years old where I'm like, yeah, his career's done. I'm not saying that. But you know where there's some strikers that over a period of time and after a period of time, you kind of look at them and you're like, yeah, we thought he was going to be someone and he'll probably go somewhere else. He might go to like a Stuttgart or like a Frankfurt or like a team like that, and maybe one random season you'll just be watching football one day and you'll be like, oh shit, he plays for them. And then you'll look at his stats and be like, right, in the last 2 seasons he's banged 25 goals. Right, he's playing for Stuttgart. He'll be and maybe he can get his big move later. He seems like one of those strikers, like he's not going to do anything now. Let him move to like a worse club than like a Juventus or a smaller club than Juventus, and then you might start seeing something in the future. But right now, Juve, man, this is not the guy, man. This isn't the guy. Big up Scraps in the building, my bro. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, man. And I just think for Juve so far, listen, look, 5 games in, sitting in 4th position, 9 points on the board. Torino, look at them, top of the table after 5 games, man, doing their thing. I need to maybe tune into some more Torino games, to be honest with you. But look at Napoli. I find it so interesting that Victor Osimhen's obviously out here at Galatasaray. Napoli are now sitting second in the table. Last season, they were shit. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, so interesting. People getting onto Antonio Conte at the beginning of the season. Hey, he's doing all right now. Do you know what I mean? He's doing okay. He's doing okay. But yeah, that's all of the teams. As I said, it's going to keep this one a short one. As I mentioned before, you will be redirected over to Savage's stream. Kickoff, as I said, is at 12 o'clock, so just under an hour for you guys. Yeah, as always, make sure you smash a like, make sure you share and subscribe. As I say, we are en route to 2K. If you want to support the channel, forget all the super chats and stuff like that. I don't even really care about those kind of things. But if you want to support the channel, like I said, once we hit 2K, I will then be doing membership. Don't worry, we're going to make it cheap and cheerful for everybody. So yeah, if you want to support the channel that way, you can do. Head on, of course, over to Keeping It GTV. You'll see the link in my you'll see it on my channel page. Head on over there, man. I've got some fun stuff, some round the world topics that we talk about. What else is there? Obviously, my FPL people. Make sure you join that as well. But yeah, that's kind of really it, man, for today's episode. Episode 9. I'll be back next week for episode 10 of the Euro Club Fourfold. Guys, make sure you guys are having a great day, man. Make sure you guys have a good rest of the day. You'll probably see me again on Savage's channel anyway, in less than an hour. So I'll catch you guys on the other side. Big up to everybody in the chat as well. God bless. Peace.